Check 1 2, check 1 2, mic checker, respect, Inspector Deck, Desmond at KOTPTV signing in live and large. We're listening to the Bad Brains once again. We did have the self-titled on back in the day, and now we're moving to the second record, which is entitled Rock for Light. It was released in 1983. There's a lot of re-recorded material upon this record, and we are going to continue to listen to it. I might have forgotten some of the tunes initially from the first record. Okay, so I'm going to re-listen to it all as far as the re-recorded songs. I'm actually looking forward to hearing some of the re-recorded stuff. I'm just looking forward to having a run through of this record. We can talk about some things. We can discuss the sounds, the atmosphere, the energy, the instruments, the vocal line, and some hardcore punk music, okay, done by one of the best acts who established and laid down the foundation. So, this record's entitled Rock for Light. You're listening to Dez at King of the Pit TV. Let me just say you can access all of these full album reactions. That's one video at a time, covering the entire album by album by album by album. And you can hear that and access all of them by clicking the link in the description down below, instead of waiting ever so long for that band you like to be uploaded in its full. Okay, so this one's Big Takeover. This one was on the Bad Brain self-titled, but from what I've heard, they've actually tuned up half a step, potentially, in this re-recording. And there's only one way to find out. Let's jump in. I might have some new things to comment on this time around. So there's a lot more clarity in this mix from the self-titled. It's going to take me a moment to decide whether I like it or not, because the sound and the production value on the first just matched the band's intensity to such a great extent. Here we've got a lot more clarity, so that vocal is clean. We've got a heavy reverb on the vocal. And let's dive back in, come on. They can't have been recorded to a click track to this. If they were, I'm surprised. Like the drummer is playing punk music right now. Let's go. A benefit is you can hear the actual lyrical content a lot better, so that's good. There's an ever so minute style that chord is played. You know, the very start of the riff, which sounds almost rock and roll like. Are they sort of... Is that happening? Are they fingering a little addition, little suspension upon that chord? Let's listen. I think it might just be the one note that just comes in. Down, 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 down. But it sounds like it's like a full-on rock and roll thing. I think I'm listening to potentially the note that's getting hit on the drum kit.
you gotta run. You better take it. Don't let it break. Never.
Interesting. It's a different sound. I don't know if I like this as much as the production value on that self-titled. I think the self-titled Bad Brains record had the perfect production for the band. I don't think we got comments. Comments turned off. Let's see if we got any credits here. Bad Brains record. This was independent. Right, let's keep it moving. We got Attitude next. We know this one. I got that PMA. I got that Attitude, people. Let's go. Dez. King of the Pit TV signing in. We're listening to the Bad Brains' second record, Rock for Light, start to finish. Blazing hardcore punk. A new perspective on some of the songs we heard from the self-titled record. Let's go. This sounds fast. Yo, shout out to one of the commenters. When I did the initial Bad Brains listen through, they left a comment saying one of the members of the band got given a book by, I think it was a family member, and it was Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and that's where this song derives from, PMA, Positive Mental Attitude. Think and Grow Rich is about, you know, it was the secret before the secret. It was a more logical, applicable secret in regards to manifesting your desires and attaining riches, wealth and success in the field of your desire through, you know, historical references and interviews with successful individuals. It is a good book if you're into reading. I mean, it's just a classic by default, so it's worth checking out. So I think this is where this song derives from. I like the idea of having that attitude in general. We've got attitude. With punk rock icons, we got that attitude, but it's the PMA. It's the positive mental attitude, which adds that twist to it, but it's like a secondary onto the lyric, as opposed to it being the direct emphasis. The emphasis is on it being attitude. We got attitude. Whereas if it was like, we're positive people, or everything's about positivity, you know what punk rock's like. Might come across as a bit corny, but considering they've highlighted the attitude bit and snuck the PMA in, I think it's a lot more effective in regards to appealing to a broader audience. Don't get me wrong, it's probably not the intention. I mean, not everything in this realm is about marketing and stuff like that. It gets a bit boring talking about that sort of stuff, right? But come on, we're talking about music, right? And I'm a music fan. We are music fans. We are punk rock fans, right? We're listening to a Bad Brains reaction video. You know what? I've not come across a band that really pulled off the Bad Brains sound. It's a very unique sound. That vocal line and execution is very unique. That's a classic punk riff. You can't go wrong with that, can you? That is classic. Very good, perfect cadence. When you've got 3-chord punk rock music, when you're playing riffs the same as every other band, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Bad Brains did, but that sort of stuff. Oh, sorry people, I'm a little gassy with my Peppo. The only thing that separates you from the other bands is the production value. Of course, there are other minor factors such as, you know, picking style and guitar tones and so forth, but that production value is either going to sell or shitty up that sound. We've got Right Brigade on next. Alright, we know this one as well. This one was on the self-titled from what I'm aware. Alright, let's keep it moving. There's King of the Pit TV signing in live and large. This one is entitled Right Brigade. We know this one. I think we know this one. Is that the one where it's like dun 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 dun? Only one way to find out. Let's go. There's a hardcore band called Right Brigade, but I never checked them out properly. But I seen them do the round, so they're probably a good band. We'll do Joshua's song afterwards. It's 33 seconds long, so I don't know what that entails, but we'll throw that on at the end of this video, alright? Because no point doing a separate video for that, is there? I read a bit about this band in American Hardcore. Did anybody own that book? American Hardcore? I think it covered a little bit of the Bad Brains and their history. Years ago. I gave it to a friend and it just collected dust on his shelf, and I don't even speak to that dude no more. It had a badass front cover. Love that vocal, whiny weirdo vocals. That's what I like. I'd say this section was ahead of its time. If this was re-recorded in the early days, I don't know when the self-titled was out. Was it 80 or 81? But this riff and this like breakdown section is way ahead of its time in my opinion. I saw the Cro-Mags cover this and people kicked off still. Cool, we got Joshua's song. Let's get straight onto it. So that's a good tune. That's such a modern sound as far as the songwriting goes for the time it was released. Sounds like Void. Who are you? Who are you? Yo, anybody know about Void? If you're checking out a Bad Brains video, you gotta know about Void. Yo, leave a comment down below. That was hard. That's something which you only really hear now. I hear it in like youth crew music, modern youth crew music more than not. It's sort of like dropped out of most hardcore music, like local hardcore bands and stuff. Don't really do that stabby jerky thing, and I like it. I like the rhythm of it. What does it remind me of? It reminds me a little bit of Pressure. They did it well in Negative Approach, innit? Too much. That was good. Yeah. I digress. I'm too busy trying to think of other acts, but this is about the Bad Brains. We've got I and I Survive coming up next. I don't think I've heard this one before, so I'm in for a treat. Let's keep it moving. Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget the rest now. Des, King of the Pit TV signing in. We're listening to Rock for Light, the 1983 record by Bad Brains, the second record they put out. This one's entitled I and I Survive. Given the title and the song length, I assume this is going to be more of a dubbier tune. Let's find out. Come on. You hear the calm palm mute guitar all the way at the back there. We've really thrown a couple of instruments into the mix on this one. A few more than normal.
Why must all people keep on shooting and robbing? And why must all people
The clean vocal performance is a lot better than the debut record.
keep on killing and fighting no high?
I and I will never try. Listen, no, not I. I and I will never try.
And why must
The producer has done justice to this. I mean, I sort of disagreed with the punk rock production because I really like the gritty value of the initial record, but the polished clarity really, really works with this aspect of the Bad Brains. This is definitely an improvement.
the rich man keep on hoarding all the money? And why must this poor man live in it ain't fair for me no high?
I and I will never try. Listen, no, not I. I and I will never
Try to live that way.
And this lot could jam, could really jam out. This really shows you that they are brilliant songwriters as well. Because you hear it within the punk, but a lot of it is punk for punk's sake. But this explains why they were such a good punk band, because now you can hear the mechanical workings of the band and how they do gel together so well. It's a little bit detached, but in the realms of punk and reggae, if not ska music, I'm gonna do some Leftover Crack next. I think that'll fit in with the channel quite well. Bit of Leftover Crack.
Them try to stop this nation, but
I and I survive.
shut down creation.
Very professional. Very professional. Did any of this band go on to be session musicians after this? I mean, I can only comment so much. I'll be honest with you. This isn't necessarily my sort of music. I do really like ska music, but like reggae and dub and stuff is a little bit, unless there's a really good hook on it, it's a little bit too down tempo for me. Dub in particular isn't my cup of tea. But I've never really experienced dub live and stuff with a nice sound system and whatnot. So, you know what I mean. The day to change my mind may be around the corner. You never know.
So I must I and I one each way, and why must I and I live on each way?
I and I will never try. Listen, no, not I and I will never try.
Without any money, and I survive. Without any food to eat, and I survive.
I like that little tone coming in right at the end there. Yo, does anybody know about Judge Dredd? That tone reminds me of Judge Dredd, that. We got Band in DC coming up next. Straight back into the hardcore. Let's get into it, people. Dez,
Traditionalist.
King of the Pit TV signing in live and large. This is Band in DC. We're listening to the Bad Brains Rock for Light record. Who's moshing? Who's moshing? Let's go. I mean, that riff is verging on like DB-esque. You know what I think? Dun, dun. The bombs are falling. Sounds like a little bit of Dead Kennedys here. A little bit of Dead Kennedys, a little bit of Devo. I don't know how to pronounce that band. Oh, did Dead Kennedys and Bad Brains play on any bills? I bet that was a lively event back in the day. I mean, let's be fair. This song is highlighted by that fast punk riff. That's a timeless riff. That's the riff. This bit, we're just bridging from, you know what I mean, 1/3 of the song all the way to the end. Right, we got Super Touch next. Dez, King of the Pit TV signing in. This one's entitled Super Touch. This is track 7 of 20 on Rock for Light, the Bad Brains' second record. Super Touch was on the self-titled album, but I don't remember it too much, to be honest with you. So, obviously, I wasn't, blown away by its magic. Let's see if this variation changes my mind. This one's Super Touch. This is basically Attitude, isn't it? This is basically Attitude. There was a band called Super Touch that came out. I never listened to them. Was that down to this band? Or is Super Touch something which is like a thing prior to the Bad Brains? Like regarding the term Super Touch. Come on. Quite an aggressive vocal line. Quite aggressive. A little bit like Leeway's. What's that tune by Leeway? Might put some Leeway on after. I'm not too familiar with the catalogue, but I've seen a lot of bands cover that one. That Leeway tune. There you go, that was Super Touch.
On Etsy, there's
For the most part, that was just Attitude, with extra frills. It wasn't as good as Attitude. We've got Destroy Babylon coming up next, alright? Dez, King of the Pit TV signing in. This one's entitled Destroy Babylon. We're listening to Rock for Light, start to finish. You know what? We'll also listen to FBK, which comes on afterwards, because that's quite a short tune at 59 seconds. Let's go. Yo, I always refer to other bands and what I sort of hear in other bands. purely as it's my way of connecting the dots and making sense of like genres and stuff. One person got annoyed at me doing so. So I don't want to annoy you by always referring to other bands and what they sound like and so on and so forth. But this is just what I like to do. I like to connect the dots. There was a band called Deal With It, crossover thrash band from here in sunny England. And the vocal line sounded a little bit like this as far as the vocal performance. But of course Deal With It were like 2000s, not the 80s. So, you know. And I don't think they were influenced by the Bad Brains, but it was just a little bit of food for thought. If you've heard a Deal With It, I'll be very surprised. Leave a comment down below. They're like a bit of a Cro-Mags metal band. They were tough guy vocals then, weren't they? They were like beatdown vocals. This band was really, really, really ahead of its time. Some of the influences and elements in this act are so ahead of their time. On a side, let's finish the song. On a side note, this was provided to YouTube by DistroKid. Alright, by the Bad Brains more than likely, considering it's copyright Bad Brains Records. If you are an artist and you use a distribution service to get your music streaming, I personally would recommend DistroKid. Alright, this isn't sponsored. I just saw it there and I thought, you know, if I'm speaking to other artists or people who might be able to recommend artists to getting their music out there on the streaming platforms, DistroKid is good value for money, let's say that. Let's continue on. FVK. Destroy Babylon was a rager, it was alright tune. So this one is FVK. I don't know what it stands for. Maybe we'll find out. Very metal. What was that? The bourgeoisie are after me. That was a hard line if that was the line. Because that was pretty good. That was a rager. Yeah, that was just straight balls to the walls hardcore. That was really good. Right, let's keep it moving. We've got the Meek next at 3 minutes 38. I think this was on the last record, on the self-titled. You're going to have to tell me. I'm a little uncertain. I'm expecting a bit of a dubby number on this one. Des, King of the Pit TV, signing in. This is Rock for Light. Track number 10 or 20, we're halfway there. Whoa, we're halfway there. This one's entitled The Meek. Let's go.
Children, hey. The meek shall children, yeah. The meek shall inherit the earth. Why must Rasta live this way?
Our Creator has shown us a better way.
So why must I and I
Find each other with unity and love for your brother. Hey, a better way.
Jah children, yeah.
On the backing vocals and the dual vocals, is it HR doing all the vocals and layering them, or have we got multiple singers in the band? Let me know.
The meek shall inherit the earth. Jah children, yeah. The meek shall inherit the earth. In due season, each will pray.
According to the works that they have done on earth today.
So I and I
Is this the same vocalist, or are we trading the vocals now?
We shall live in truth. His majesty has shown us a better day. Hey.
Here we go. Come on.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, nor taketh delight in the way that the unrighteous go. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in his due season. Nor shall his leaves wither, nor shall his locks wither, nor shall he be smitten by the sun of the day, nor shall he be smitten by the moon of the night. But be prosperous in the way that he goes, in the way of our Lord Jah Rastafari, highly Selassie.
The only way.
Yo, I can't comment too much. This isn't my field of expertise, you know. It was alright, I was jamming. You gotta be in a certain kind of mood though, don't you? I switched this on for hardcore punk. I know it's silly of me because I should expect stuff like this in between, but I'm in this for the hardcore punk. Let's keep it moving. We got I next. Dez, King of the Pit TV signing in. This one is entitled I, track 11 of 12, okay? Let's jump straight in. Rock and roll. What a great vocal there. Yo, that same rhythm and that I want to say I want to be anarchy. Do you know that one? I want to be... kind of rock and roll punk, this, isn't it? It's like what some of these modern rocker D-B bands sort of go for as far as the instrumental goes. Like them crusty heads who play metal music. Metal punk, I think it's known as. Which is bizarre, you know what I mean? We're getting to genres now where metal punk is like a genre of its own. It's not even I wanna be, it's I believe in anarchy. Sorry, I faffed that up. I believe in anarchy. I think that was the Exploited. We got any Exploited fans here tonight? Cool, we got Coptic Times coming up next. Let's keep it
Whole
moving.
bean, whole flavour. In an
Des.
instant.
King of the Pit TV signing in. 12 of 20. Rock for Light. This one's called Coptic Times. I hadn't heard this one. I don't
Once
think
I get into
Damien Lillard, 6 times All-Star and recording artist. I don't care, mate. This one's Coptic Times. Let's go. These gang chants are like ignorant hard. Really ahead of the times. The gang chants are just so powerful and like verging on like beat down-esque. One moment, people. Yo, I think I just lost my video there. I don't know how long for. It's all about the audio though, really, isn't it? Sorry about that. What does Coptic mean? Yo, that was Coptic Times. I don't know what Coptic means. That was a cool riff. It reminds me of something, but I can't put my finger on what. It's on tip of my tongue. Either way, yeah. What was I gonna say, bro? It's getting late. I can't even remember no more. I think the Bad Brains down at track 12 at this point has started to incorporate a little more rock and roll. We've heard a little bit of metal tinge as well here and there. A real great bubbling pot of genres. Really enjoyable. So that was Coptic Times. Let's keep it moving. Now, bless now. Don't forget the rest now. Des, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Sailing On today. Track 13 of 20. You know what we're doing. We're listening to Rock for Light, start to finish by the Bad Brains. Let's jump straight in. Right, let's go right from the start because it kicks in within a portion of a second. This was on the self-titled record, and just from the first line, I know I like this one a lot. This is a great song. Let's go. So we didn't really have that style of backing vocal in the first time around. What comes in there on that chorus? Listen. Like, that bass line just gets super boosted there. Do you hear that low frequency? Just boom, 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 boom. Some great outside of the box vocals. I mean, he might just shout or snarl from time to time and stuff like that, but he makes it all work. It just sounds very organic and brilliant. I remember that. I commented on that last time. That cadence is brilliant, where it cleans up and you play the jazz chord. That's such a good ending. That's really sort of like a very indirect showcase of musical technicality there. Really good. I think that's a banger. I like that song, especially the main riff. I like the energy. The energy is absolutely fantastic. We've got Rock for Light coming up next, the title track. Des. King of the Pit TV signing in. This one is entitled Rock for Light. Let's jump straight in. Title track. That double kick going there. Quite a metal tune, this one, eh? I'd be surprised if the Bad Brains utilised the double kick drum, but it sounds like it, doesn't it? Nice. Should have the gang vocals. We got a rock light. Light. That's what I'm saying. Hey, they sort of did it there, right? Emphasised on the light there. We got Rally Round Jaffron coming up next, which I assume is another reggae number. Alright. So that was Rock for Light. Quick sum up. I didn't think it was that good. I like the high octane, high energy Bad Brains me. Rally Round coming up next. Des, King of the Pit TV signing in. We're listening to the Bad Brains. This is Rally Round Jaffron. Let's go. Here we go. Where's my bifter at?
We gonna ride
Pick it up. Yep.
round Jaffron in Montana, round Montana, hot Montana. I guess it ought to be that way when we rally round Jaffron in Montana, round Montana, hot Montana. So try to do what the Father said. And oh, when I reach Mount Zion, we won't be sad, we won't be sad. And oh, when I reach Mount Zion, we won't be sad, we will be glad. When we ride around, when we ride around.
Not often on these tunes we have the guitar lead following the bass line. So we've got both melodies played on the high and the low frequency. That guitar just punches the top end, doesn't it?
So try to do what the Father said. And oh, when
Great panning on the drums.
Mount Zion, we won't
As I said earlier, the production value really shines through on these tunes in particular.
say we won't be sad. And oh, when I reach Mount Zion, we will be glad, we will be glad. When we ride around, when we ride around.
Little roll of the adder.
Revolution, revolution.
Revolution, revolution. Revolution, revolution. I like that, I like that, I like that.
Radication, radication. Hello.
Hello. Rally Round Jaffro. Good tune. Good tune. Good tune. Revolution, revolution. Let's keep it moving at the movies. I don't know if I heard this one. At the movies, Alien Ant Farm cover coming up now. Des, King of the Pit TV signing in. This one is entitled At the Movies, okay? Bad Brains, we're listening to Rock for Light. This is track 16 or 20. Let's go. I've not heard this one. Come on. And the additional sort of in the changes they've made to the original tunes and the new stuff they've implemented onto this record since the self-titled, there's a lot more of a metal influence, I would say. A lot more of a metal influence. What do you think? This was put out at the same time as that Earth AD by Misfits, what I listened to as of recent. This is a lot better. But this put out in 83. I think 83 was like the best year of all time for metal and punk music, right? Then as far as the 80s go, I'd say followed by 86. What do you reckon? What's the best year? Listen to that vocal, what the hell? The dude's got a fantastic voice, right? Like, such variation in his vocal technique and talent. So good. We've got Riot Squad coming up next. I don't know if I've heard this one either. So this is going to be good because, you know, a punk rock tune called Riot Squad. It's got to be good, right? Des, King of the Pit TV signing in. We're listening to Rock for Light. This is track 17 or 20. This one's entitled Riot Squad. Let's see what it's saying, man. Yo, I already know that there's going to be some quality energy to this. If it's a punk song called Riot Squad, you know it's going to be hard, man. Come on. Here we go. Love the sound of that snare. Spooky Halloween sounds right here. telling you, these new tunes, they're metal, man. Where we at? Where we at? Why have I muted it? Why have I muted it? It was an alright tune. You know what? This metal stuff's alright, but I don't think the production sort of gives it justice like the punk stuff. I just like the big, wide open chords. You know what I mean? Played in a lovely manner. This metal stuff doesn't appeal to me like that does. We got How Low Can a Punk Get coming up next. Let's dip straight in. Let's dip our big toes into this water and get stuck in, people. There's King of the Pit TV. Let's cut to the chase, mate. How low can a punk get? Track 18 or 20. Let's go. Here we go. Love the riff. Just descending. It's like we're falling down the stairs. Proper weirdo vibes to this. This is so good. This sound definitely lays the foundation of a lot of bands that came out relatively recent that went for that whole weirdo punk spiky sound, you know. Very good. That was a good tune. That definitely brought up the standard a little bit. I like that one a lot. We've got the tune We Will Not coming up next. Alright, 1 minute 35. We've got another punk tune on our hands. Let's find out. There's King of the Pit TV, Rock for Light, 1983, 19 or 20. We Will Not. Let's go. Meatloaf. Come on. That football hooligan riff. Good tune. Protest music. creepy crawly riff that. Another tune that seems so ahead of its time. With that riff. Like, this sounds proper modern to me. Great tune. Protest music. Protest music. Let's finish off. One moment. I got a call to make. Well, I got a call to answer. 1 second. Yo, sorry, I just had to stop and start right there. This one's Jam. Let's just finish it off. 2 tunes in one. I can't imagine this is going to be much good. Finishing the record of a tune called Jam. Yeah. I think they finished the last one by Jam as well. Or had one in the middle. Come on. Yeah, people, I'm going to be straight up disrespectful. I don't want to listen to a Jam on a record. That's not my style. I'm signing out. That was Rock for Light, Bad Brains. Yo, if you want to check out my full reactions to absolutely everything above and beyond, links down in the bio. Get there before it's too late, people. That's all I'm saying.